Hello, Radiant Life. It is I again, and I promised you last week that I would do another one, and here I am. A little late, but it happens. When you work night shift, it's hard to get these videos out on a timely manner. So uh, I'm probably, just fair warning, there most likely will be videos that I do that are posted on Fridays or Saturdays, who knows. Once I get to school, it'll be much more precise and on the dot on Thursdays. So anyway, this week I wanted to talk about breakups, and more specifically how to deal with breakups and how to not beat yourself up about breakups. Breakups are probably, they're definitely one of the hardest things that you have to deal with as a human being. The relationships that we create, as we go on through life are, they can be extremely powerful, and especially when you start romantic relationships, and you start to get, what I look at is it becomes a part of your life. Dealing with this certain person becomes your life. Not all of it, but it's definitely a huge part of it. And so when that ends and you no longer have that with that person, it's really debilitating. I myself especially have always, had really hard times dealing with breakups. And it's just because I get very used to people, and I put a lot within people. If you gain my trust, I give you all of it. And that's my fault, absolutely, because as people we have to know when to give and when to keep certain things about ourselves. And for me, I think I've always just looked at relationships as, you have to be completely open and honest. And if you're not, then what's the point of that relationship? So I've always been, brutally honest and incredibly honest about, various things, because I feel that I should put everything out there on the table before it gets serious, because I've had relationships where, women have, discovered that, for instance, a big one is, my activism towards marijuana, my support towards that. And, there are a lot of people out there that just do not like it. And, it really sucks when you're in a 5-month relationship and all of a sudden, you're getting broken up with because, well, I can't handle you smoking weed or dealing with weed. Well, this is who I am. So now I put all that out on the table before relationships are ever set in stone. And then it's like, hey, if down the road you get offended by something that I have been from the get-go, that's your problem. That's not mine. So the key to dealing with breakups is just remember that everyone goes through them, because you do feel very isolated. You do feel very alone, and people talk about a lot too as well about how it always seems that right when you break up with someone and you're newly single, you always see couples. You always see happy couples, and yeah, maybe you do, but what do you do with that? You go, oh, that's my goal now. My goal is to have a good, healthy relationship. And the key to getting over a breakup is to seriously sit down and comb through the last, not the whole relationship, you don't have to do that. I would say the last month of that relationship. See, was there a pattern within the behavior of either of you? Did you fight a lot? What was the reasoning behind it? And once you get to the root of the problem, it is much easier to get over it. It is much easier to accept it. And in fact, I hate that phrase, get over it, because you don't get over it. You don't get over long relationships. You don't get over important relationships and people within your life. What you do is you take what you've done and the things that you've had with people, and you just allow them to make you better, and you evolve from them. You don't forget about them. If you forgot about them, that would defeat the purpose of what, in my view, relationships are meant to be, which is they are learning tools. They are things that you take away from. You have a long, serious relationship with someone, and whether it ends good or bad, you're going to come out of that stronger one way or the other. And you may not see it for years or ever, but it is true. And I found that out myself. Couldn't talk there. So I'm about 5:30 into the video, so I will save you after the fucking diatribe last week. Keep supporting aRadiantLife. And big shout out to Tripp for her video and the courage that she had to come out. That's awesome. And just remember, be yourself, whatever it is. Even if you're ashamed of it, and if you are ashamed of it, and you believe you can change, do that. But be serious about it. Don't be one of these people that says, I can change or I have changed. Because that's not doing you any favors. So, until next week, you can follow us at aRadiantLife.tumblr.com. You can follow me on Tumblr at Makina, which is machine, but with an A instead of an E, idle.tumblr.com. I'm on Twitter at Written Consent. And, yeah, so until next week, peace, and please be kind to yourselves.